Am I the asshole for getting my brother and sister-in-law kicked out after she ruined my outfit and refused to pay me back for it? Sorry if this is a little rough, I'm trying to process what happened and I'm confused. I, 17F, have an older brother Jacob, 26M, and he's engaged to Amber, 27F, who's pregnant. They've been together for 9 years. My parents were letting them stay with us while they planned for the wedding, baby, and looked for a bigger apartment. I guess some context for this would be that Amber does not have a good relationship with her parents since they disapproved of her dating my brother for whatever reason. She's pretty close to my parents. My 18th birthday is coming up next weekend, and my mom and dad have been pretty excited about planning for it with me. I decided to get a new dress, corset belt, and flats so I could look nice for it since we're inviting some of my relatives over for lunch at Olive Garden and dinner at home. I paid for it all since my parents were already paying for the lunch, dinner, cake, and gifts. Ever since Amber found out what I was doing for my birthday, she had been making little remarks about how excessive it seemed for just one kid and how she didn't celebrate her 18th like I was going to. It was a little weird to me, especially since Jacob got an entire room rented out at our local community center for his, but I brushed it off since my birthdays that Amber had been around for were much more low-key. She also briefly gave me this weird look when she came into my room to ask about something and saw the dress hanging on my closet door. Yesterday, I came home to see my mom and dad yelling at Amber in the living room. I asked what was happening, and apparently, my mom caught Amber ripping out the soles of my new shoes. That wasn't the only thing Amber did. She also went at my dress and belt with scissors, cutting the ribbons and lace. I asked her why she would do that, but she didn't answer me, or my parents when they asked themselves. We just stayed in the living room in an awkward silence until my brother came home an hour later. My parents gave him the rundown of what happened, and he did seem shocked that Amber would do this. My parents said point blank that either he or Amber had to pay me back for what she destroyed, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was only until I said the combined cost of what I had brought, that Amber piped up and refused to pay. She would have to take that money from their baby fund, and it wasn't fair that my parents were doing all of this for me despite knowing what her home life and relationship with her parents were like. It devolved into an argument between my parents and Jacob and Amber, where my brother was defending her, saying it was just pregnancy hormones getting to her and that we should just let it go. Eventually, my dad had enough, and told them if neither of them were going to pay, then they had to get out and stay at a hotel or something in the meantime. My mom agreed with him. My brother and Amber seemed to think my parents were bluffing until my mom handed them gas money. They left with their bags packed 30 minutes later in a huff. Jacob has been texting me, begging for me to get our parents to let it go. He told me that I would be a shitty sister and aunt if I let my unborn niece be out on the streets over something I probably would only wear once. The whole outfit costed $79 total.